we talk about people. There's some people in the world that have come into my vibrational field, and some people, they're very much about, oh, I know this person and I'm not going to share this person, or this person's going to be able to do that. And I've even had people in the Hit Talks environment that have said to me that, well, I know this person, but if you do business with this person, then I want a cut of it, before you've even met them. And I'm like, seriously? And, you know, I think that is maybe of the old, or it's very much that, oh no, because you might do something with him or you might do something with her, so I'm not going to connect because I want to be able to do that. And you just think, oh my gosh. But I know that in my vibrational field, people aren't like that. And so when I met Brad, and Brad was introduced to me through another speaker through Hit Talks, who's a dear friend. And then he was just like, I've got so many people that are amazing in the world that have been sharing the story. Meet them, Vicky, meet them, you know, put them on the platform. Let's you create magic together. And I was like, oh, thank you, Brad. And then he connected me to Jad, who, as I say, I go with trust, I go with feelings, I go with energy. You know, I work with energy every single day. And when I look at a person, when I look at their social media, when I look at and who they are without any judgment, I can feel the strength and the power and their intention of what they're in this world to do. And so, Jag, I'm really, really grateful and really pleased that you're actually here with us as one of our Hit Talks speakers and sharers. And I would like to give you your 8 minutes for you to share with all of our viewers how amazing you are and the transformational things that have been in your field.
Thank you so much for having me. It's truly an honor to be alongside all of you. And I want to start by sharing some very scary statistics with you. So in Canada, on average, a woman is killed every 2.5 days. And since the pandemic began, there has been a 20 to 30% increase in rates of gender-based violence and domestic violence in some regions of Canada. And in Canada alone, 127 women and girls have been killed in a domestic homicide from January 1st to October 26, 2020. So let that sink in just for a second. Domestic violence is a major issue around the world, and it has transpired for generations and continues to be prevalent today. Today, I would like to share parts of my story with you. Where do I begin? So my journey began 12 years ago when I thought I was marrying the man of my dreams. That fantasy quickly changed, and instead of living the life of my dream, I began what soon became a 12-year nightmare. I lived through this nightmare alone and did not let anybody believe I wasn't living the perfect life. For the first 5 years of marriage, I kept all of my family and friends in the dark, even after telling them the truth and begging and pleading with them not to interfere. I stayed for another 5 years. In September 2017, with the support of my family, I finally found the courage to leave that nightmare. With 2 young children, ages 4 and 5, I left an abusive marriage and the life I had lived and known for over a decade. Now, I did my best to shield my children from the realities of my marriage, but my aha moment came when my son, who must have been only 4 at the time, and my daughter was 3. Sorry, I get really teary-eyed when I get to this point of the story. He goes to me, "Mommy, how come you and Daddy don't kiss?" And right there, that just broke my heart, and I knew I had to leave. I didn't want my son and my daughter to think that that was a normal, loving, and healthy marriage, and where there is no love, affection, no hugging or kissing. This is not what I wanted them to seek in future relationships. So with no financial stability, I had no plan, did not know how I was going to do this. I set out to start a new life for myself and my 2 kids. I knew I had to get out and give myself and my children a better life, no matter what the struggles would be. And of course, this isn't how I imagined my life would be. I mean, anyone who embarks on the journey of marriage never pictures divorce as the final end destination. So I never imagined myself being divorced. Like most little girls, I would imagine the man of my dreams, plan out my wedding day, and picture the perfect life and marriage that I would have. The fairy tale romance, the love, the companionship, the wonderfully doting husband, the kids, the house, all of it. I wanted it all. I did not imagine having to think twice about what I was going to say in fear of what could happen if an argument escalated. I did not imagine walking on eggshells in my own house, not knowing what the day would bring. I did not imagine having to hide my tears and put on a smile for the whole world to see. And I did not imagine staying in an abusive marriage for 10 years when I told myself I would never stay with a man who ever laid his hands on me. But the life I've created for myself over the last 3 years is better than any life I could have ever imagined. And the best part is that I get to do it on my terms with my children. Over the last 8 months, I have been sharing my journey from domestic violence to single motherhood on my social media platform with the hopes that anyone else who was or is currently in a situation similar to mine knows that they're not alone. So one of the biggest things for me was that I felt I was the only one going through this. I didn't know any family or any friends who were in an abusive relationship. Now, mind you, I didn't tell anybody about what I was going through either, so perhaps they didn't want to disclose their own personal abuse, right? But it is through hearing similar stories to our own that we are able to feel inspired, to feel hope, to have our thoughts, our feelings, as well as our fears validated. And I have had so many women from all over the world and all walks of life as well reach out to me, sharing their own stories of abuse, of strength and courage, as well as their fears. Many also shared that they felt they were alone and didn't know anyone or of any place to go to for help and support. So this resulted in me creating a support group called Meri Saheli, which in Punjabi translates to my friend. And our main objective is to provide a safe haven for those who want to share their story and also obtain resources and help that they need through other organizations or their peers. And we offer help and healing and advice or any other help they need in any way that we possibly can. And every single one of us has a story to tell. Many of us are not able or at the point where we can do so openly and publicly. And as I reflect back on what I went through, I have to believe everything happens for a reason. I'm a true, firm believer of that. And perhaps my reason for going through what I went through was to use my voice and share my story so that others in similar situations may have the strength and courage to leave in an abusive relationship, to give them hope, all while empowering them to live their best life. And also, I want them to know that their past does not define them. There is life after divorce. There is life after abuse. And not only will they survive, but they can thrive. And I wish to bring more light to this issue and be the voice for those who are unable to speak their own story. And this is why I share my story and my journey with as many people as I can and on as many platforms as I can to advocate against domestic violence, to bring more awareness to its prevalence in today's society, and hopefully help people escape their own terrifying reality. So thank you so much. I am so grateful to be here and to be able to share my story and my journey and hopefully inspire people as I do. Thank you so much.
You are welcome, my love. And thank you for sharing your story, because as we say, the whole concept of Hit Talks and the whole concept of people with their messages of hope, of inspiration and transformation is the understanding that there is somebody out there that has been through or is going through the same as you have, Jag, is the same as Deirdre has, the same as Menaka has, the same as, you know, all of us. It's just at the moment, it's having the strength and the courage to share, but the platform to share as well, but also knowing that you're doing it from a place of support, you're doing it from a place of love, you're doing it from a place of spreading hope, inspiration and transformation. So thank you for sharing.